Hello and welcome to the Nissan Skyline R33. If you missed out on my previous video where I covered the Nissan Skyline R32 GTR, well, I'll link a video on screen now, but in this video we will be referencing and comparing the R33 to the R32 quite a bit. So if you want to see that video, as I said, it will be pinned on screen. So the Nissan Skyline R33 GTR, what in my opinion has to be the most underrated and unappreciated GTR. So with the Nissan R33 GTR in Gran Turismo 7, when you pick the vehicle up stock, it will have just over 310 brake horsepower with a weight of over 1500 kgs. So it is a bit heavier, but it is also a bit more powerful compared to a standard R32 GTR. But the biggest and noticeable difference between the R32 and 33 has to be when it comes to cornering. In the R32, you really had to struggle when it came to cornering because the vehicle had some sorts of slippage and was mostly understeer. Whereas with the R33, you still have a hint of understeer, but it isn't as strong. So something that the R33 does a lot better is actually carry its speed in the corners. The suspension setup, just standard, is a lot more stiffer compared to the R32, which means there's less body roll and you're able to take corners with a lot more speed and know you will come out the other end in one piece. Now this was sometimes not the case with the R32 GTR. So right away, just off standard things, so the R32 and R33 line up very similar. But I don't know what it is and why people don't actually like the R33. Okay, people may say they like it, but seldom is the R33 GTR the first pick of people. Now, as I said, the R32 was my favorite. People have said the R34, but I'm still struggling to see or find people that say that the Nissan Skyline R33 GTR is someone's favorite, because in my opinion the car looks incredible, it handles better than the R32 GTR. Well, that's just in its standard form. Now I understand this happens in real life as well, which in my eyes is honestly baffling, because why would you not love the R33? It offers everything that the R32 does, but in a slightly better package. Now yes, it is heavier, it is wider, it is the widest GTR compared to the R32 and 34. It's the widest one, but it's still a GTR at the end of the day, and it is incredible, and that comes over into Gran Turismo 7. Now when it comes to the R33's performance, if we fully upgrade it and reduce the weight on it, well, we can see that the power actually doubles and we see the weight come down to under 1200 kgs and having a power output of almost 750 brake horsepower, which for the GTR R33 is absolutely exceptional. Now this is actually more power and actually lighter than the R32, so we just need to see now, does that mean it's actually going to be better out on track? But before we go out on track, we still need to sort out the look of this vehicle, and I went on over to Showcase and found an exceptional Nismo 400R livery, and I knew it would be absolutely perfect for the amounts of power and the way that GTR should now perform. But if you don't want to just go over to Showcase and pick up a livery, well, if you head on over to GT Auto, you will find the GTR's customization and the parts that we have available for the R33 GTR are some really good ones. Now obviously we aren't looking for need for speed levels of customization, but just slight adjustments are really essential to just making the vehicle truly unique. Now when we first get behind the wheel of the now maxed out R33 GTR, you are greeted with the immediate response of that turbocharger. It is the first thing you'll notice, and luckily with us upgrading the braking system, it is really needed. If you don't upgrade the brakes, well, just expect yourself to be in a barrier. When it comes to handling and performance, I don't know what it is, but with the GTR R33 being fully maxed out, I actually found it a bit more trickier to drive compared to a maxed out R32. The R33 has a lot more power and is a lot more lighter, which means it is a livelier vehicle. Even with the vehicle having a decent power distribution, it's currently running on a 35-65 splits of the power, and the car has genuinely such a good grip around the circuit. There is no slippage whatsoever. The vehicle doesn't understeer, the vehicle doesn't oversteer. The car is extremely planted and it just wants to get you around the circuit as fast as possible. So it's the perfect race car if you think about it. But there's just something about it compared to the R32 that's the R32 is better. I think it's just the fact that the R32 GTR fully maxed out has just a easier, calmer driving experience, not really pushing you to the edge where the R33 takes you. The R33 really pushes you to your limits and your capability to keep this thing in line. Yes, with it being on racing soft, with the amounts of power it produces, it is a perfect match. The car doesn't light up all four wheels and you're going out of control. The car has exceptional handling and a really great grip level, especially with having adjustable downforce and having a downforce fully maxed out. Well, this car is able to take corners at full speed if you're brave enough. Frankly, pushing it at that high of a speed and you're coming up to a turn, I'm a bit scared because you're gonna find yourself doing well over 250 coming into a turn. So if you're brave enough to push it to its limits and see how far you can take it, well, by all means you go for it. But frankly, it's a bit too scary for me, and the car just gives such an overwhelmed and overall experience. It is absolutely incredible. Now when it comes to endurance racing using the R33 GTR, because it isn't a group 3 vehicle or any like actual group vehicle, well, the fuel economy is not the best. Under certain, depending on the event you use, you'll roughly get about 3 laps, maybe 2 laps out of a full tank. Now if we take it to Le Mans on fuel map level 6, we'll see the vehicle actually last about 2.5 laps before you need to go into the pits. But if you don't want to use it for just endurance racing and you just want to use it for just any event, well, it is absolutely perfect. It will dominate all the 4-wheel drive challenges, the turbo challenges, whatever race you want to put this in. Even the hypercar parade, the R33 will make mincemeat of some of the most expensive cars in Gran Turismo 7. This 90s JDM weapon is honestly underappreciated. If you haven't tried out the R33 GTR yet, or you tried the R32 and the R34 and just thought, I'm gonna skip over this one, well, let me tell you this, you are missing out. The way this thing lays out its power is absolutely incredible. It is so much fun and a great vehicle to own. So if you don't want to miss out on my review of the R34 GTR, well, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and if you haven't seen it already, well, here's my review for the Nissan GTR R32. Thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.